What's up, guys? Scotty here, and welcome back to another episode of Fruits of the Literature Club. Last time we left it off, MC got stabbed by Yuri. Or Scotty. Scotty got stabbed by Yuri. Damn! I think that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. So I'm going to jump right back into it. I'm not going to waste your time. Yeah, that game's going to be coming out soon, so I need to keep an eye out for it. Okay. She gets up and starts to run. As soon as she's out of my sight, I heave a huge sigh and try to alleviate some of the pain. Oh my god, it hurts like a son of a bitch. I breathe in and out deeply to help stabilize my heart rate. An irregular and overworked heart rate can increase the amount of blood flow throughout your body. And that is the opposite of what you want when you're bleeding. You want to mitigate the amount of blood that leaks out as much as possible and lower how fast your blood pumps through your veins is a must. So until Yuri returns, I'm going to have to try and focus on my breathing. Yuri returns a few minutes later with the first aid kit in her hands. Sorry I took so long. You're fine, Yuri. She hesitantly opens the red and white plastic case and searches through it. Finds some gauze, the thickest there is. Right. Oh, this kit also has a small bottle of rubbing alcohol. What percentage? What do you mean? It's isopropyl alcohol, right? Should be a percentage listed somewhere there. 70%. Perfect. 70% isopropyl alcohol, often known as simple rubbing alcohol, is a very effective disinfectant and antiseptic. However, any higher of a percentage would not disinfect as well as 70%, believe it or not. Of course, any lower of a percentage would be as ineffective as the former. 70% has a good balance of water and alcohol to denature the proteins of bacteria cells, kill them much quicker and more effectively than other types. If you have too much water, it will take longer to disinfect and won't be as potent. If you have too little water, the alcohol won't be able to destroy microorganisms as effectively due to the high evaporation rate and less contact time with the affected area. Yuri, I'm going to pour this on my wound. Do you have the gauze ready? Yes. Press the gauze onto it and push to keep pressure on it when I say, alright? Right. She hands me the bottle of alcohol and I uncup it. Breaking the plastic seal on the bottle with my finger, I mentally prepare myself for what is next. Exposing the full wound, I start pouring alcohol on it. Jesus Christ! I see only red for a few seconds as the intense stinging shoots through my entire body. Finally against my body, which desperately pleads to stop the pain, I keep a steady stream of alcohol contact. The blood starts to drip down my sides with the alcohol. After a few more seconds, I stop pouring and practically drop the bottle onto the ground. Yuri fidgets and tries to keep her composure, but I can tell she isn't too comfortable with how much blood is involved. Pain finally decides to give me a sweet break and dies down. Making eye contact with Yuri, I nod for her to apply the gauze. The sudden sting of the gauze pressing against my open wound makes me jump a little, but I manage to gain control over it immediately. Scotty, I'm not putting you through much pain with this, right? I can stop if you want me to. No, you're fine. This was bound to be the opposite of fun anyway. Grunting as I finish the last words of that sentence, I place my hands on the gauze and let Yuri take away hers. How long until the bleeding stops? Hard to tell. It's all circumstantial. But if I had to guess, 10 minutes. 10 minutes? The gauze is going to keep me from bleeding out, and with the amount of alcohol poured onto it, the immediate risk of infection is not concerning. The body is going to try and clot the wound to prevent further bleeding, and while it does that, I shouldn't move. I see. I grunt again and lean back against the wall. Hand me one of the elastic bandages in the kit. I'm gonna dress my abdomen so the gauze can stay in place. I'll do that for you. It's the least I can do right now to help since... She cuts herself off and gives a disappointed look off to the side. In response, I lift up my shirt more and lean away from the wall. Yuri grabs a rather large roll of bandage and gingerly wraps it around my stomach. Put more tension on the bandage. It's a little loose. Right. Yuri tightens the bandage to an acceptable degree of comfort and security. Afterwards, she quickly brings her hand back to her sides and looks away. I bring my shirt down and cover the bandage. Thank you, Yuri. It's no problem. It's good to see you again. You don't know how happy I am to hear that. It's really good to see you too. It's been very stressful, but seeing you makes me feel a lot better. Yuri gently places her hand against her heart. Can't say I don't feel the same. How did you get there? Here. I was ambushed in a forest. I managed to take one of them down, but the other ran. So I followed him and realised he was purposely leading me somewhere. I played along with his little game. I knew that he was planning another ambush against me, so I let it happen. I knew that if he overwhelmed me, they would capture me and bring me here. And when I saw the same man a little earlier, he basically confirmed what my theories were. Did you tell them anything they wanted to know? Only a little. This isn't the first time someone has tried to force information out of me. There are ways to see it coming, and ways you can manipulate the circumstance. I wasn't going to try and risk endangering your life any further. What did they want to know? I was afraid she was going to ask that. This isn't really something I can tell her either, but Yuri deserves to know the reason she was involved in this bullshit. There's a lot I need to tell you. Yuri sits down next to me and leans against the wall, giving me a curious but concerned look. Sighing in preparation, I look at her and start to explain. I tell her everything I told Monica back in the club when this all started. So, you went to a boarding school? In essence, yes. Before that, I had made a lot of enemies. My father brought many people around and coordinated with them on a multitude of activities. And with that, my father pissed a lot of people off. As ironic as it sounds, sometimes when you have to get to someone, you go after someone close to them. I see. Why did that one guy keep mentioning that he wanted to reveal who you truly are? It makes goofy quotes with her fingers, prompting a slight chuckle from me. There's a lot people don't know about me. A lot I don't like about myself and want to change. Part of the reason I came here. I just wanted to go to a normal school and live a normal life. Free from the chaos and turmoil of the norm. And it just seems like at times, the more I run, the faster everything catches up to me. I just continually make things worse. Even through the actions I take, I can never fully trust that they are the right thing to do. Take this, for example. I am the reason you're involved with this. They used you to get to me, which I don't think I can ever forgive myself for. And I had to make decisions that I don't really trust would end up well. I take a second and look away from Yuri, giving myself some time to think. You sound a lot like me, Scotty. Huh? Yuri looks down to the floor and softens her voice. I always think I make things worse. In fact, I'm pretty sure I do. If I hadn't got so close to you, you wouldn't be in this situation. These people wouldn't have extorted you just so you could rescue me. And because of that, you've put yourself in a lot of danger just to come and save me. Someone like me doesn't deserve that. Yuri looks away from me while rubbing her eyes. You're right, you don't deserve any of this. Yuri, you're a sweet girl who isn't hard to make happy. You're most happy with things like books, which you can immerse yourself and others in. I can easily tell that when you explain a poem or a story to me, you're passionate about these fictional worlds, and that is where you find your comfort. It's because I can't find comfort anywhere else. Everything I do or say, I hesitate. Those hesitations are because, well, I'm scared of making things worse. Like maybe I'll say something and it just doesn't sound right and makes everything awkward and complicated. It's always happened with my family. That's nothing compared to me. I say some pretty weird shit, Yuri. Yuri chuckles silently. I didn't mean to laugh like that. I'm sorry. Don't be. It was meant to cheer you up. Still pressing on my stomach with my left hand, I reach my right around her shoulders and embrace her. Yuri timidly wraps one of her arms around my shoulders and hugs back. I could see a small twinge of flustered embarrassment in her eyes, paired with a small coy smile. But the moment doesn't last long before I realise where we are. We're still in the main lobby area, completely defenseless and left open for any one of our captors to take the kill. Yuri, we need to get out of this lobby. We're too exposed. Good idea. Do you know a good place where we can rest for a bit? About the basement I was kept in. Where is it? Just down the hall a little here. Yuri points to her right at a single door towards the right-hand hall. No. It's too easy for someone to hide outside the door for us, and if we need to get out quickly and easily, we need a secondary exit. Right. Yuri looks down towards the floor and visibly ponders to herself. What about one of the classrooms on this floor? I was in one earlier and it was completely empty. Maybe we can find an unlocked room and rest in there. We should find one that is away from the main lobby here so it's less travelled. Right, I'll look around. Yuri lifts herself up and looks down at me. Are you sure you're going to be okay alone for a few minutes? Yeah, don't worry about me. I'm fine. She smiles hesitantly. It's obvious that I'm saying this just to make her feel better, but she accepts it and starts to walk down the hallway to our right, leaving me alone in the lobby. Take the opportunity to exhale deeply and release some of the pain I've been feeling. Yuri is already struggling enough to stay as brave as she has been. I can't really let her see that I'm in constant pain or stress myself. But she's been extremely brave so far. It both surprises and amazes me. For a girl like Yuri, who is extremely shy, timid, and scared of confrontation, to muster up the strength to try and escape from dangerous and unsettling odds, that's my type of girl. Chuckling to myself, I remove my hand from my stomach and alleviate the pressure on it. The pain lessens, but ultimately doesn't go away. Scooting my back up against the wall more, the pain burns inside and causes me to grunt loudly. Yuri comes back a few seconds later, eyes shining on a glimmer of hope. I found an open and empty room we can try. Perfect. Would you mind helping me up? Not at all. She walks over and grasps onto my right forearm. Position my left leg in a way that would help push me up from the ground while my right supports my weight. Ready? Ready? Yeah. I push off the ground while Yuri pulls me up. The pain from the sudden movement sends a searing pain from my abdomen. My body instinctively bends over, almost toppling me and Yuri. Whoa, whoa, whoa! I got it. Catch myself before I lose my footing and stabilize both of us. Sorry. No, don't apologize, it's not really your fault. Let's get to the room quickly. Yuri wraps my right arm around her shoulders and tries to use her weight to keep me supported. I keep my left hand pressed tightly against my stomach, pushing through the pain in my ribcage and leg. Are you okay? I'm a little more than fucked up right now. Pretty sure I have a rib or two broken along with a sprained leg. Sorry to hear that. Yuri slurs her words towards the end of the sentence, which stirs up some concern within me. We shuffle through the hallway and reach the door. Yuri reaches to open the door and we both step in. But Yuri seems out of breath suddenly, and looking down at her knees I see them visibly shake. Yuri, I think I got it from here. Are you sure? Yeah, you should sit down and rest. How's your stomach feeling? I'll be okay, I just need to rest for a bit. Yuri's words begin to slur again and I finally realise what's going on. Whatever they drugged her with is starting to take effect again. The sudden shock of what she did to me earlier must have snapped her out of it. Good. I sit down and lean back against one of the walls near the door, so if anyone looks in they won't be able to see me. Yuri drops to her knees and starts to feverishly look around. They're coming back! Immediate desperation and fear emanates from a soft voice. Yuri, I need you to stay with me right now. Look at me. What? Look at me right here in front of you. Can you hear me, Yuri? Yeah, I can hear you. Why is everyone saying these things to me? Yuri is reacting to what I think are mental hallucinations. Whatever this drug is doing to her, it's amplifying her subconscious emotions. Well, with Yuri, that is pretty concerning. This probably was a factor in her nearly gutting me earlier. I reach out and offer my hand to her. Yuri, take my hand. Yuri, I'm not going to hurt you or say anything bad. I just want you to trust me. I do trust you. But how can I trust me? I stabbed you. I just do. If I didn't, Yuri, I wouldn't have even come here to rescue you. Please, take my hand, sit down next to me, and rest your eyes. Okay. Yuri reaches out and grasps onto my hand, scooting herself next to me. Just rest your eyes for a bit. Is that really safe right now? It will be, I promise. With a little hesitation, Yuri rests her head against my shoulder and closes her eyes. I wait a little bit until I'm fairly sure she's unconscious. The situation I'm in is so fucked. Even if I do manage to rest a bit and let my body recover from the stab, I still can't fight. I'm not even sure I can make it out of this alive. But regardless, Yuri needs to, and I will see to that. But for now, I can't do anything in this condition. I have no painkillers to help me through this, so I guess I just need to endure whatever else comes our way. I'll do this the way I always have. Exhaustion overcoming me, I allow myself to slip into a short rest. Yuri's scream wakes me up. Regaining consciousness, I look around the room and notice that same man from earlier who said Yuri was dead standing over her. He holds a silver pocket knife in his hand and tries to plunge it into Yuri, but she seems to be holding him at bay. Yuri. I can't talk, I'm too weak. Son of a bitch. Reaching my hand out in desperation, I'm forced to take in the sight. Yuri tries to keep the knife away from her, but the man puts his weight on his upper body and the knife starts to come down slowly. Yuri's panicked face sends a shockwave of tenacious fury through me. Staying as quiet as I can, I force my body to stand up, ignoring every social pain and discomfort that attempts to bind me to the ground. Onto my feet, I lurch over and prepare my assault. Taking a deep breath in, I sprint towards him. He turns his head and looks at me, eyes widen as soon as I crash into him. Scotty! What the hell? How are you still alive? The same about you. You looked just as fucked up as I. Your whacked out girlfriend cut the shit out of me. I manage to crawl on top of him and reach for his throat. But he slams his fist against my face and kicks me in the stomach, launching me off him. The pain from being kicked in my abdomen nearly sends me into a nauseated shock. You just don't die, do you? You fight off all of us, exhaust and injure yourself in the process. You get stabbed by that bitch over there and nearly bleeds to death. And you come back from an almost comatose state just to keep fighting? He turns to his feet and walks over to me. Yuri, out the corner of my eye, starts crawling backward away from us. Use the gun! Unable to comprehend what's going on around me due to the intense pain and shock, I feel an impact against my stomach. Huh? Does that hurt? Ah! That's right, it does. Now you understand how it feels to have pain inflicted on you. From what I've heard about you, you only know how to be the one bringing the pain. And now the roles are reversed. How does it feel? Huh? Ah! That's what I thought. Now excuse me as I finish off your problem of companion. He steps out of my vision and starts towards Yuri. Please, stay away from me. Shut up, you're done. I'm sick of you and the problems you cause. You and that demon over there. This should have all been very simple and easy. You just had to fight back. What did you expect? We aren't just going to sit down and let you kill us. Forcing myself to roll over, I face both Yuri and the man. Well, that's too bad. Now you get to watch me do what I've wanted to do ever since this all started. Yuri crawls backwards as far as she can until she corners herself, the man approaching us so menacingly. No. I watch in complete silence as he picks up the pocket knife again and points it to Yuri, who holds her hands out to block. Because of me, Yuri is going to die. It's going to force me to watch this. Why did I have to get involved in her life? Why did I even have to come here and ruin everything for the girls? Because you're worthless and you're scum. You failed to do what I wanted you to be. And you'll always be a failure. You don't even have that bitch to hide behind anymore. I can't let it end like this. I'll prove him wrong. I'll prove them all wrong. Ignoring everything but my burning desire to destroy my enemy, I force myself back up. I grab hold of my hand. Finally! Finally! I grab a hold of my handgun and remove it from the small of my back. Why didn't you do this earlier? Jesus. Not hesitating anymore, I run up to him as fast as my body can. Just aim! Point and shoot! Point and shoot! It's not hard! I run up to him as fast as my body can possibly take me. As he turns around to look at me, I slam the butt of my handgun against his head. Why? You could have just pointed and shot. He's the problem. He's literally one of the only problems in that building right now. There probably isn't even another person in that building who could possibly hear the gunshot, since I'm pretty sure your own gun is silenced because you're special ops. Why did you not just shoot him? Crikey. He stumbles and falls onto the ground. Making sure to be quick, I aim a firearm at both of his knees and fire. He tried to kill you. He tried to kill your girlfriend. I'm pretty sure in the real world, if this ever happened, if you ever managed to get into this scenario, I'm pretty sure everyone who... Write down in the comments if you back me on this. If you've heard this and you back me on this. Write down in the comments, what would you do if someone tried to stab you, did actually stab attempted to stab your girlfriend, then tried to stab you, and then tried to force you to watch him stabbing your girlfriend and killing your girlfriend. I'm pretty sure I'd have a bullet in his brain. Would you not? I'm sorry, would that not make sense considering considering you're shooting anyway at his knees? Would that not make sense? I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure I would be pretty miffed. And I'm pretty sure the girl would be pretty miffed. And I'm pretty sure the guy's worthless scum at this point. I'm sorry, but does that not make sense? Am I just weird here, or does that just not make sense to me? Shoot the bugger! Anyway, making sure to be quick, I aim my firearm at both his knees and fire. Okay, it's not even silenced. It's got a gunshot. It's got a gunshot to it. So why the heck have you not just straight up shot him in the head and left him? Oh, god damn it. If you want to put someone through pain, someone who knows how to endure pain, then you better be ready to receive it too. Throw the gun back to my right and reach down to pick up the man. Forcefully turning him on his stomach, I grab the middle of his back and back of his hair and lift him up. He grunts and whimpers from both of his destroyed knees, distract him from what I plan on doing. Mustering up the strength, I slam him against the wall, making sure his forehead takes the brunt of the blow. Next, I kick back of his knees and bring him down on them. See, that's revenge. I get that. Yeah, I get that. I get the whole thing, you might want revenge for that. But again, you're in a bad situation, you're in a bad place, you've already let off your gun. I probably would just straight up shoot him in the head and be done with it. To start with. I'm not driven by revenge. I really am not. A sick mushy sound emanates from where his kneecaps used to be. Stop! Still gripping onto the back of his head, I slam his face against the wall again. Stop! Get off me! When I let go of his head, his body flops over to the side, revealing the caved-in portion of his forehead. Blood and small chunks of skull spill out onto the floor. Yuri stands up and places her hands on my shoulder. The pain begins to subside. Are you okay? I'm fine. But you, are you okay? I turn to face Yuri. She doesn't look like she has any signs of injury, but I'm asked just to make sure. Yeah, he didn't hurt me. Good. I lean forward and grip him onto my stomach. The warm feeling returns when I realise that my stomach is probably in a worse condition now than it was before. I start coughing into my free hand spontaneously. Oh, God, Scotty! Yuri looks down at my hand after I pull it away from my mouth. Small drops of blood sit on my hand. Pain in my ribcage has definitely skyrocketed, which means one of my lungs is punctured slightly. The more I cough, the more I risk the punctures getting larger and more severe. We need to get out of here. Now. Those gunshots most likely alerted everyone in and around the building. You should have shot the guy to begin with. You wouldn't be in this situation if you shot the guy to begin with. Jesus, stop being driven on revenge, please. Crikey. Okay, that's my little temper tantrum over. What do? I retrieve my gun from the ground and hold it tightly in my right hand. I set up a place where we can safely get out. Unless it's been tampered with, we should be able to get out through there easily. The front door is locked and we don't have the keys to get out. Breaking it would make too much noise. I don't really think we need to worry about making noise now. Alright, smartass, let's go. I walk up to the door of the room and place my ear against it to listen for anyone or anything outside. Nothing. This is our opportunity to move. Quietly and gently open the door with Yuri directly behind me and start to head to the dark hallway I woke up in earlier. Once we enter the hallway, several pairs of footsteps start tailing us, stopping short before the hallway. Yuri, get behind cover. Whisper just loud enough for Yuri to hear me. She crouches behind a small table with what seems to be a toolbox on it, and I stand parallel to a ladder, placed just perfectly enough for me to be hidden. Where are they? I'm not sure, but find and kill them. Flashlight shines down the hall, narrowly missing both Yuri and I. I think I heard something upstairs. Go check it out. Flashlight points down to the ground and leaves. From across the hall, Yuri looks at me, waiting for orders. I nod to the left, signal to keep going. After Yuri disappears from the hallway, I follow suit. Once we reach the familiar turn, I recall something feels different. Something feels off. Keep going. Yuri keeps going ahead of me, but... Yuri, wait! Huh? She stops and looks back. Lights turn on from a huge floodlight placed in the corner of the hall. Found them. Son of a bitch. From the hall, several armed men start charging towards us. Yuri, get to the window at the end of the hallway. Break it with the felt I left near it, so we don't get hurt. I'm gonna buy you time to do that. Yuri looks back and pleads with me to come with her. I throw my hand down the hall and gesture her to go. You need to go. Don't worry about me, I will meet you outside. Get over here! Two men start to close the gap, sprinting extremely fast. As one gets close to me, I reach down and grab the paint bucket by its handle. When he gets close to me, I swing the bucket and watch it slam into the side of his head, dropping it into the ground instantly. Son of a bitch! The other charges directly towards me, holding something in his hand that I can't clearly see due to a blinding light. Fearing it to be a gun, I quickly shift to my left and get behind the bend of the wall, breaking our line of sight. When he turns the corner, I can see that he is indeed carrying a handgun. I wrap both of my hands around his forearms and push upwards. He grunts and tries to wrestle his arm back down, but I manage to get in between the gap of his arms and chest. Taking a deep breath inward, at the peak of my inhale, I throw the entirety of my weight straight down, making sure to pivot my hip and angling my right shoulder so he flies over. Once his back hits the ground, I shove my fist into his Adam's apple. Several others are coming down the hall, their footsteps and yelling voices give me more and more information on how close they are to me. I punch the man again in his throat and he lets go of his gun, coughing. I reach down to the small of my bag. I grab my handgun and aim both guns down the hallway at my incoming aggressors. Oh my god, he's doing a dual wielding. This does not work. Do not do this. It is much preferred to use a sidewinder grip on one gun than have two guns and go gung-ho on it. It doesn't work. Don't try it. Unless, I suppose, if you're in a very small space and they're close range, then it might work. But if not, sidewinder, more accurate. I blindly fire down the hallway to suppress their advance. Blindly. Yeah, that makes sense. To be fair, I think the light is probably messing him up as well. Burning in my legs and the stinging in both my leg and stomach are numbed at the moment because of the insane amount of adrenaline my body is producing. However, my breathing is suffering because of all the activity I'm doing with an injured body. What the hell is taking Yuri so long? The light illuminates the rest of the hallway we were going down, enough so that I can see her moving at the end of it. We need to get out of here, right now. Take both handguns and fire blind fire down the hallway once more. Alright, time's up, we need to go. I turn and run down the hallway. Yuri stands at the window, pounding on it and tries to break it. What is the holdup? It won't break! Yuri, face me. She turns around and faces me as I get closer to her. But as I don't slow down. When I make contact with her, I wrap my arms around her. Pivoting my hip and forcing Yuri to cover her face against my chest, I throw my back into the window and send us flying through. Ow! I land directly on my back, shielding Yuri from broken glass and cushioning her fall. The force of my crash landing knocks the wind out of me, but I keep my arms wrapped around Yuri. An overwhelming urge to cough forces me to lurch my chest up. Rolling over to my side, I push Yuri off me and try to sit up. The jagged pieces of glass that stick out of my back don't make it too comfortable of a place to lie down. And on top of that, we're still being chased and we need to get out of here immediately. Are you okay? Yeah, come on, we need to get out of here. Finally catching my breath, I stand up and offer my hand to Yuri. She reluctantly takes it and was supposed to start running along the edge of the forest. Yuri runs alongside me, her eyes full of fear, and her breathing starting to become laboured. We can keep going, we just need to find a phone somewhere. Where do we find a phone? We need to get back into town and find a public place. That will be the safest for us. Yuri and I keep running along the edge of the forest until we find a long and narrow roadway that leads into town. I know exactly where we are now. This is the road Julia takes whenever we head to her office. Both Yuri and I hunch over and lean on our knees to breathe. We need to get to a phone so I can call the police and Julia. I couldn't find mine in the lounge when I found my gun, so I'm not even sure where it is. Locating it wasn't really a priority at the time, but it would be useful right now. Excuse me. Yuri, are you ready to keep going? Yeah. You don't sound like it. Focus your breathing through your nose. Keep inhaling through your mouth frantically, you're going to get a cramp in your stomach, and that means less oxygen to your blood. Okay. I grab Yuri's hand and start running again. My lungs burn, my feet ache, my ribcage and stomach sting. Just every part of my body is pain, even the parts that weren't injured. All I'm running off right now is an adrenaline. I'm sure Yuri is too, and being drugged probably doesn't help her. The sound of a car starting behind us almost sends me into a sudden speed boost. God damn it, they're actually going to chase us. Oh, what was that? Yuri, I want you to run ahead and hide behind a bush so they can't see you. What about you? Listen, they're going to pursue us no matter what. The least I can do right now is slow them down as much as I can. Yuri and I both stop, and before she starts to run ahead, she looks at me with terrified eyes. You can do this. Trust me. I can handle myself. I would believe you if you weren't so hurt. Fair point. Get going. I place one of my hands on Yuri's back and shove her forwards. She involuntarily starts running, leaving me behind. Turning round to face the approaching vehicle, I ready my handgun. Keeping my aim focused on the road, I move next to a bush that can at first conceal my immediate position. That's right, come right to me. Headlights beam just over the hill we were on, and the car starts to speed down towards me. By 3 rounds into the general area of the rear passenger tyre, hoping I can hit my mark through the pane, a loud pulse bursts through the air as the vehicle swerves out of control. Due to its high velocity, the tyre being blown out so suddenly throws the car into an uncontrollable bat-out-of-hell journey into a nearby tree. The driver flies out of the windshield, slamming into the tree and instantly killing him. Passengers are thrown about too, and all are dead but for now they're incapacitated. This is perfect. Yuri and I have more time to run. Looking behind me, I see Yuri peering up over a bush. Damn, she made some considerable distance in that short time. Now I guess it's my turn to catch up. Shuffling down the dirt road, my body starts to sing all over again. Since the adrenaline is wearing off, I'm going to be having a very hard time very soon. The mere fact I was even mobile during that little altercation amazes me. But I can't stop now. I can't afford to. When I finally reach Yuri, my knees strain to keep me upright, and my stomach feels warm again. Jesus. I reach down and press my hand against my stomach and then look down at it. More and more blood keeps seeping through the bandages. I swallow whatever saliva is left in my mouth and silently try something. What was that? And silently try to hold the blood on my hand a secret from Yuri. I can't have her freak out more than she already is, and this would just send her over the edge. So I guess I'm feigning my health right now. Everything alright? Huh? Oh, yeah, everything's fine. Alright, let's keep going. That probably won't be the only car they send after us. You really think they will send more after us? Oh yeah, that just showed us how badly they want to prevent our escape. Yuri and I keep going, keeping a moderate pace the entire way. Eventually we reach the outskirts of town and start going down some alleyways and roads, desperately looking for help. Each step is getting harder and harder to take. My mouth is beginning to dry up. I feel like I'm going to vomit, and I think it might actually be a little chilly out here. How is it this hard to find somebody? In her frustration, she rubs her forehead with her hands and almost stumbles. Whoa. I reach out and grab her arms and torso. Now isn't the time to be getting dizzy. Sorry. I just can't see straight right now. My words begin to slow again. God damn it. Don't worry, Yuri. Once we get help, we will figure out what they drugged you with. You'll be back to good health in no time. Towards the end of the stomach, I feel my stomach churn and I gag. Scotty, I'm fine. The heat from my gags cramp my stomach and my wound. Ah, fuck! Taking sharp inhales, I manage to keep myself from shouting out. Do you think that you can manage to walk a little more? Yeah, of course. Good. When I let go of her arm, she looks down and notices the blood that covers my hand. Is that? Don't worry about it. Let's just keep going. The sooner we find help, the better. Looking around, I notice the alleyway that I've seen several times before in my commute with Julia. There. Let's go down the alleyway. I think there is a convenience store over there. Okay. She starts to head down the alleyway and I stumble behind her. Luck smiles on me and Yuri and me. The store is there and it's open. police car sits out in front of it, and the officers are inside talking with the cashier. Oh my god, Scotty, you were right. The police officer inside can call an ambulance. We're saved. Scotty? I can't hold myself up anymore. Scotty! Oh my god, Scotty! Young lady, what happened? Officer, my friend here is really hurt. He needs to go to the hospital. Clarence, can you call 911? I'm going to have to try to give emergency care to this boy. Of course. Ma'am, I need you to move out of the way. Give him some air. What are you doing? I'm going to try to give him CPR. He isn't breathing. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Come on now, kid. Stay with me. Oh my god. Ma'am, what is his name? It's Scotty. Scotty, can you hear my voice? I need you to answer me, bud. Please, for the love of God. The ambulance is on its way. They said you want you to call in. I'm a little busy right now. He has a knife wound in his stomach, and he said something about a broken rib and I think a sprained leg. Jesus Christ, I wish you would have told me that before I started giving him CPR. But I didn't have any other choice. He isn't breathing. Come on, son. Just listen to my voice. I need you to wake up and talk. You can do this. He still has a pulse, but it's very weak. His lack of breathing isn't helping either. Look, it's the ambulance, thank God. Room 105, the hospital. I'm going to leave it here, guys. Actually, I might do a double recording of this today. I don't know. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you liked it, please make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell for more notifications. And as always, guys, let's make sure next time we don't get a game over. Bye!